Yo, what's good, boys? Alright, so today I'm going to be going over a strategy that I've been using a little bit. It's super simple. And I'm going to go over a trade today that I couldn't take because I had finals, but I'm going to go over the strategy, and then I'm going to go over the trade I probably would have taken today. So, the strategy is very simple. Here's a back test, 50% win rate with a 1 to 2 RR. Very modest strategy, nothing crazy. Here are the time frames for it. And here's actually how to do it. So y'all can read that. But the strategy is you on the 15-minute time frame, mark out a PDA. All right, uh, just like this. It says an order block right here. Okay. PDA stands for possible. I think it's possible demand area. I forget. Anyways, though, it is pretty much a high time frame order block or a fair value gap. So you're gonna want to be on the 15-minute time frame, and you're gonna find a PDA. Then on the 3-minute time frame, you're gonna wait for your session to start at 8 o'clock. Okay, this is 8 o'clock and this is 10 o'clock. And you want to see price push into it, form a fair value gap. Price inverse the fair value gap, showing disrespect of it, and that's where you'd enter the trade with a short position. This at the high, and then this at a 1 to 2. That is the strategy. Oh, I was about to hit play. It's funny. And there's 50% chance price takes it's your take profit, and because you're at a 1 to 2, that is a lot of profit. Okay, you're gonna take about 16 trades every 30 days, so a little bit more than a trade a day. Um, I mean a little bit more than a trade every other day. So you're probably gonna be trading about every other day. All right, so if we look here on the 15-minute time frame, I saw this clean order block. Let's actually. So I saw this clean order block, and I was like, okay, price is gonna want to push into that. And there's a fair value gap right here. So if it can take the fair value gap, if it can mitigate the fair value gap while pushing into the order block, that's great. So go on the 3-minute time frame, and this all happened while I was exams, but I had marked this out earlier. And you wait for price to push into it, form a fair value gap to the upside right there, and then you're gonna enter. That's not a good fair value gap, guys. You want a good fair value gap. Okay, that's a decent fair value gap. So if that gets disrespected, we'll enter. As y'all can see, it did right there. So I would have entered here. And now, whenever price takes away the fair value gap whenever price inverses the fair value gap with this level of push, price usually continues going fast. So I probably would have placed this right like here, and then this at a 1 to 2. Okay, and it hit. Also, if I did be extra safe, I could have put this right here. I think it still would have hit. Yeah, it still would have hit. So yeah, but yeah, that's the strategy. Let's go over some. That was a losing trade. Um, that is a winning trade. As you guys can see, I had marked this out from earlier, a fair value gap. Waited for price to push in, mitigate it with a fair value gap to the upside. Fair value gap gets. It doesn't get disrespected. Maybe that wasn't a good one. Here's one. This was a losing trade. I see price sweep this liquidity. Yeah, fair value gap. Fair value gap gets disrespected. I enter off that. Losing trade. Another losing trade. Another losing trade. Here's one. So I see a. What is this? What did I see here? 15-minute IFVG, as well as, hold on, where is this trade at? Let me beginning of my session. So beginning of my session, I marked out. Oh yeah, this fair value gap. I'm dumb. And then I wait for price to push in the fair value gap. For me, a fair value gap to the downside. No fair value gap to the downside. Actually, yeah, I went one right there. So we enter off of that, and that was a winning trade. Let's look here. Here's a trade. So this was a losing trade backed by a winning trade. Fair value gap to the upside gets disrespected. And then a fair value gap to the upside gets disrespected. Winning trade, losing trade. So to be honest, I'm kind of in what you call a strategy crisis, which is where you know the concepts, but you don't know like which ones to put together. And like, if I do a strategy and it has like a 20% win rate, no, 50% win rate, if I pair that with a daily bias, will it add or take away from the win rate? It might be like it'll add to it, but then you're completely disqualifying all the trades that are against your daily bias. So yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is a strategy I've just been kind of looking at, and probably will be trading off of for the next couple of weeks.